Lama Sabbatic, no. Eli, Eli. Lama Sabbatic. They say he calls for Elijah to take him down. Lama Sabbatic, no. Eli, Eli. Lama Sabbatic. They say he calls for Elijah to take him down.
And what made me want to call a press conference was to warn America that a major earthquake is on the way to you and me and us. Death and destruction is at the door of all of us, and we are worse prepared than the Japanese. And the arrogance of the American government and people to think that our nuclear reactors are secure when two major ones are sitting on fault lines.
Under his charge. And lastly, remember Genghis Khan. The Khans came out of Mongolia and they were like a scourge. They beat up Christians. They beat Muslims. They beat Jews. And Allah forbid it. Because when we deviate from what is right, what God has laid down in the scripture for us, we deserve a witness. So after Genghis Khan beat the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims, he became a Muslim. Think about that. I hope that's the future of President Xi.
Said, Lama Sabbatic, no. Eli, Eli. Lama Sabbatic. They say he calls for Elijah to take him down. Why Elijah? Woo. Gonna come back to the two witnesses. Scholars struggle to see who these two witnesses are. They've identified one that they believe is Elijah. And the others have to conclude that the second one is Jesus. Because Jesus comes after Elijah. He is God's grace. He epitomizes the love of God. So the New Testament is called the Testament of love. My God. We have been under grace since the departure of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But the grace period is up. Oh, brothers and sisters. Can I come back next week? You sure? I hope I'm not out of town. I don't think so. Ooh, man. There's a lot of pages. Yeah. Oh. Let me just close with this. Y'all give me 10 minutes? Come on, come on. You can binge the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, okay? Did you know, brothers and sisters, that the United States government was working to prevent the rise rise of a Messiah? These are their words. Put it up on the screen since they may not believe me. The U.S. government's counterintelligence program, they set goals and they set out to prevent the rise of a Messiah. Why use the word? Herod was looking for the Messiah to be born. Is that right? Pharaoh looking for a deliverer, the Messiah to be born during his time. So in both instances, they targeted the reproductive system by ordering that all the male children 2 years and younger were to be what? Killed. That's why, black man, you got it hard. Because the enemy has always known that in order for a people to free themselves, they must first produce a man. So they have destroyed the black man, and they haven't stopped destroying us. Some of us didn't like student minister Wesley Muhammad talk about the pot plot and testosterone and the assault on black manhood. This is real. They always have been castrating us and now making us effeminate. This is real. And the leanings towards that and the influence of that, both in images and music, as well as the chemicals that's in the food that has us coming out already with just a little softness. Then he dresses us. Now he's so skillful. So when Pharaoh says, come, let us deal wisely with them. See, wisely means where you're unaware. You don't even know how the enemy is destroying us. He's so subtle. And to my beautiful young brothers and sisters, you're on social media. You don't even realize how the enemy has taken you in with your conversation. It's vile, it's low down, and it's out of one breath we praise God, and out of the same mouth we spit in his face. Lama sabachthani, no. Eli, Eli. Lama sabachthani. They say he calls for Elijah to take him down.
For Allah. Allah says in the Quran, it was not you who slew them. It was I who saved them by your hand. If you don't give Allah a chance to help you to fight, to protect your life and the lives of the believers, how can havoc-making angels assist you to stay and lay, get your head beat in with people and you won't try to fight. I want to see 5,000 havoc-making angels. I want to know that they're behind me. I want to stand up for Allah against the enemies of God. And if I die, let me die saying there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. So I want to thank President Xi of China, because Allah gives us a command that we are supposed to, when we quarrel, make peace between the brothers, but we didn't do it. So President Xi came and brought Iran and Saudi Arabia to China and brokered a peace deal between two brothers. Thank you, President Xi. And you know what he did? He rescued Saudi Arabia from the web of American so-called guidance and diplomacy. He freed you so you could come out of that sphere and come out of the sphere of anyone other than the sphere of Allah and his prophet. So now, as I close, wow, there's peace coming in Syria, peace coming to Yemen. Fighting, I hope you will make peace with each other between Qatar and the United Arab Emirates. Encourage President Xi to be kind to the Muslims under his charge. And lastly, remember Genghis Khan. The Khans came out of Mongolia and they were like a scourge. They beat up Christians. They beat Muslims. They beat Jews. And Allah permitted it, because when we deviate from what is right, what God has laid down in the scripture for us, we deserve a whipping. So after Genghis Khan beat the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims, he became a Muslim. Think about that. I hope that's the future of President Xi and all the rest of you that are preparing for war. You need to know that you are a part of the plan of God to end the rule of wickedness. Be better yourself. Thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing me this time. Well, I kind of took it, but you've been so good these last few days, being right on the half hour. And thank you for allowing the children to carry the day, and they did a beautiful job. May Allah bless you with a happy Eid. May Allah bless us to see our sacred duty to protect our women and children and the believers in the masjid and mosque, and help our Christian families to protect their churches. And the Jews always have somebody that can show them how to protect their synagogue. You don't have to worry about protecting it from us, because we will never attack your synagogue or your church. We are forbidden to do such things. But we are given permission to fight with those who fight with us, and to never, ever be the aggressor. Thank you for listening, and may Allah bless you as I greet you in peace. Salam alaikum.
Oh, Minister. Wa alaikum salam, sir. Oh, Minister. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Thank you, Brother Minister, for your guidance. Thank you for your warning. Thank you for all the years, all that you have done in our journey. Your insight, dear Minister. May Allah continue to bless you. May Allah continue to bless your family. May Allah continue and wrap you and be with you, dear Minister. Thank you. All praises are due to Allah. We will now ask our Sister Nisa, to give us the Nisa report and the fast fact. Dr. Nisa.
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. I bear witness there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness Muhammad is his messenger. Assalamu alaikum again. I am so grateful to Allah for his mercy and blessings. This has just been a wonderful and amazing Ramadan. I am part of a fantastic team who works hard to make this podcast happen. Thank you to those believers who listen, who send me a text saying they can't hear, and we try to make it happen for you. We apologize for any of the glitches, and always know that you can always get the replay. We will always make sure that is a clear and concise recording for you. Special thank you to Minister Farrakhan for opening and closing this program. It gives it such a foundational beginning, and we are so very thankful for you. This is his podcast. His episode of the podcast is the most listened to worldwide. We have had almost 200,000 downloads of Ramadan's Ummah Reflects. 200,000. I mean, that number is staggering to us. When we thought about switching from the phone line to the podcast, we had no idea that it would be so successful for our people. Thank you to everyone who struggled with us with this transition. As again, we apologize for any of the glitches. Thank you to the people who help someone get on the podcast, who help the senior understand what a podcast is and help them to find it on their phone. Thank you so much to our amazing speakers who worked with us this year. Thank you to FCN Radio for broadcasting, NOI.org for broadcasting, and also thank you to the smaller phone lines who connected through the podcast so that you will be able to serve your listeners. The fast fact of the day is step out on faith and believe in your ideas. Allah just blessed me to have a very small idea that I just believed in and found people to help me with it. If it happened to me, it could also happen for you. Allah will bless you. Special thanks to Brother Akbar, Brother Musakir, Brother Shaheed, Brother Ahmed, Jalil, just everybody who helps to make this happen every single morning. Teamwork makes the dream work. May Allah answer your prayers and help you remember that Islam is not the problem, Islam is the answer. Assalamu alaikum. If I forgot somebody, please forgive me. It's just an amazing morning. Thank you to everyone again. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Sister Nisa. Thank you. Brothers and sisters, I don't know what to say. I never saw myself sitting on a quote-unquote podcast or anything like that. I thank Allah for Islam. Thank him for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And they are standing up and making us Muslims and believers. We just thank him for the life that we live now because of Islam and the guidance that we're able to receive as those who are growing and developing as Muslims. So as we close, we want to say, on behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and his family, on behalf of the Executive Council and the ministers and imams, and brothers imams and ministers, teach hard today, teach hard. And on behalf of my co-host, Brother Akbar, Sister Nisa, Brother Jaleel, Brother Shaheed, and to my family, and Well, brothers and sisters, let me close. Cue the music, Shaheed. We are through. Inshallah, we'll be talking again next year. Assalamu alaikum.
We're going to pray, dear brother.
Okay, I'm sorry, brother. I'm a little bit.
Oh, that's okay, minister. All praises are due to Allah. Takbir. Dear Muslims, let us close this year's podcast with prayer. With prayer. قل أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Saying, I seek refuge in the Lord of the dawn from the evil of that which he has created, and from the evil of intense darkness when it comes, and from the evil of those who cast evil suggestions and firm resolutions, and from the evil of the envier when he envies. Say, I seek refuge in the Lord of men, the King of men, the God of men, from the evil of the whispering of the slinking devil who whispers into the hearts of men from among the jinn and the men. Ameen.
Ameen. Thank you, Brother Shaheed, for your prayers. I really, really needed that this morning. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to do this again as we close. On behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and his family, and we thank you, dear Minister, for everything you do and are doing. Thank you for spreading this mighty word of Islam. On behalf of all of the guest speakers who have come on these lines in the last 29 days, on behalf of the Executive Council of the Nation of Islam and their families, and we thank you all for helping and aiding and assisting the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. On behalf of my co-host, Brother Akbar, Sister Nisa, Brother Jaleel, and Brother Shaheed, and on behalf of each and every one of you, let me leave you as I came to you with the greeting words of peace. Inshallah, we'll be talking again next year. Cue the music, Shaheed. We are through.
Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. Glory be.
The Fall of America by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Chapter 58, The Mother Plane. the mother plane was made to destroy this world of evil and to show the wisdom and mighty power of the God who came to destroy an old world and set up a new world. The nature of the new world is righteousness. The nature of the new world cannot be righteousness as long as unrighteousness is in its midst. The same type of plane was used by the original God to put mountains on his planets. Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, is wiser than any God before him, as the Bible and the Holy Quran teach us. He taught me that this plane will be used to raise mountains on this planet, Earth. The mountains that he will put on this earth will not be very high. He will raise these mountains to a height of 1 mile over the United States of America. This reminds us of the prophet's prediction of this time of the destruction of the old world and the bringing in of a new world. Behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. Bible, Isaiah, chapter 24, verse 1. There are planes in various nations today, but this is the mother of them all. Why? Because this type of plane was used before the making of this world. Why should God make such a sign of his power to destroy a nation? Because this is the final destruction of that people who have opposed God in his purpose and aims for justice and righteousness. The white race is not a people who were made righteous and then turned to unrighteousness. They were made unrighteous by the God who made them, Mr. Yaqub. Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, taught me that this plane is capable of reaching a height of 40 miles above the earth. His words could have been a sign, meaning 40 years, in which the plane would go into action, and not referring actually to 40 miles. Allah God does not speak one word that does not have meaning. Every word that he speaks has meaning. The mother plane, according to what has been described of it by the devil scientists, is capable of not only staying up for long periods of time, but is also capable of eluding the scientists. They want to attack and destroy it, but if a plane did get close enough to attempt to carry out this purpose, it would be destroyed instead. The white man has learned that this is not a plane to be played with. Planes come out of the mother plane. In the 1930s, Canadian newspapers reported that they saw the wheel, mother plane. It came down out of the sky. They admitted that it looked like a great city and that something came down from it. It appeared to be a tube, but the tube-like thing went back up again. Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, taught me that after 6 months to a year, the mother plane comes into the gravity of the earth. It takes on oxygen and hydrogen in order to permit it to stay out of the earth's gravity until it needs refueling again. Ezekiel's prophecy of the wheel. Ezekiel saw the mother plane in a vision. According to the Bible, he looked up and saw this plane, Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 16. And he called it a wheel because it was made like a wheel. A plane that is wheel-shaped can turn in any direction, at any time. He admitted that the plane was so high that it looked dreadful, and he cried out, "O wheel!" Ezekiel chapter 10, verse 13. Ezekiel saw great work going on in the wheel, and 4 living creatures, and their work was, as it were, a wheel in the middle of a wheel. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 16. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went with them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 19. The power of the lifting up of the four creatures was in the wheel. The four creatures represent the four colors of the original people of the earth. There are 5 great powers of the nations of the earth. These 5 powers are the black, brown, yellow, red, and white. Of the 4 original powers, the red is not an equal power. The vision shows the 4 creatures being lifted up from the earth. When the wheel was lifted up, they were lifted up, and when the wheel stood, they stood. This means that they waited upon the movement of the wheel. In Ezekiel's vision concerning the wheel, he said that he heard the voice of one tell the other to take coals of fire and to scatter it over the cities. This means bombs. It could mean fire too, however. The plan is to drop bombs, which would automatically be timed to burrow quickly to a position of 1 mile below the surface of the earth, where they are timed to explode. Allah God taught me that these bombs are not to be dropped into water. They are to be dropped only on the cities. It will be the work of the wheel. The wheel is the power of the 4 creatures, namely the 4 colors of the black man: black, brown, yellow, and red. The red Indian is to benefit also from the judgment of the world. We must remember that God comes to separate from the righteous that which is hindering the righteous from making progress, and to destroy the effect of the poison of that which has opposed the righteous. The effect of the poison will be fully destroyed after the destruction of the source of the poison, which has poisoned the righteous. It is like one being bitten by a rattlesnake. Quickly, medication is administered in order to minimize the effect of the poison upon flesh and blood until a complete cure is effected, and the patient recuperates and is well again. It is useless to try to ignore Ezekiel's vision of the wheel, for the make and the destructive work of the wheel was foretold before it came to pass. The disbeliever believes that which he sees present and not that which is prophesied to come. That is why he is the loser and takes the course to hell, because he disbelieves in that which is prophesied to come about a particular day. This is what the enemy is trying to do today with the black man. He is fascinating him with sport and play and indecency and the doing of evil to keep him from going to the God who is present. You never thought the day would come when you would see your wife, mother, and old gray-haired women walking down the street today half nude. A few years ago, they would not have dared to come out into the public like that. But now they do so because the devil has put his approval on this kind of attire. They desire to please the devil. They do whatever the devil bids them to do. The devil desires to take the black man with him to his doom. Let us not classify the prophets as liars and ignore their prophecies, for we may cause our self-destruction through belief in the devil instead of belief in the God of righteousness. There is no known equal of the mother plane. This is the reason why she is called the mother plane. The mother plane is made for the purpose of destroying the present world. She has no equal. Do not marvel at the make of this plane, since it is from the God who made the universe of floating planets and stars, which are supported only by the power of Allah in their rotation in their orbits. Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, taught me that the mother plane is a little human-made planet. Is it not simple for Allah God to make a new planet if He wants to? The mother plane is capable of staying out of the Earth's gravity for a whole year. She is capable of producing her own sphere of oxygen and hydrogen, as any other planet is able to do. The mother plane carries the same type of bomb on her that our black scientists dropped on the planet Earth to bring up mountains out of the Earth after the planet Earth was created. The knowledge of how to do this has not been given to the world, white race, nor will they ever get this kind of knowledge. The knowledge of the world is limited. If the devil would get this type of knowledge, we could just say that we are goners. However, they are not able to attain this type of knowledge. What does a 6-day-old baby, white race, look like trying to compete with a 6-year-old child, black nation? For the 6-year-old child can run all out in the yard and play. He can eat solid food. The power of the 6-day-old baby is limited. The knowledge and power of this world's life, white race, is limited. The world of the white man was made from what he found and what he has seen and learned from the work of the original black man. The white race is far from being able to equal the power and wisdom of the original black man. The mother plane and her work is a display of the power of the mightiest God, Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever. Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, is the wisest and best knower. He is the mightiest of them all. O wheel, says the prophet Ezekiel, she was so high up in the sky that she looked dreadful. She is capable of staying away from you who planned the destruction of her. She is capable of confusing you who would try to reach her with your means of destruction. There are scientists on the mother plane who know what you are thinking about before the thought materializes. Holy Quran, chapter 50, verse 16. Therefore, it is impossible to try to attack the mother plane. She can attack you, but you cannot attack her. The mother plane can hide behind other stars and make herself invisible to the eye because she does not have to wait on a power from the earth. She can produce her own power to go wherever she desires to go in space. The mother plane is not like your little bullets or cameras, which are powered by your limited power. The Bible prophesies that today Allah God wishes to make known to us that He is God. He wishes to be respected as the superior God. He wishes all life in the universe to know that He is the greatest. The Muslim recognizes Allah God to be the greatest. He always repeats, "Thou art the greatest. There is no God like unto thee. None deserves to be served or worshipped besides thee." O mighty wheel, I repeat that there is plenty of significance to the make of the mother plane. There is much significance to the course of operation of her work. Space here in this book is limited, but what Allah God taught me concerning the mother plane could be put into book form. O wheel, made to rock the earth and to heave up mountains upon the earth. O wheel, destroyer of nations. No wonder the prophet Isaiah prophesied that the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. Bible, Isaiah, chapter 24, verse 20. Let us seek refuge in Allah God from the destructive work to come from this mother of planes.
Purchase the books, CDs, and DVDs of the life-giving teachings at store.finalcall.com. Listen to the messages of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan 24/7 at finalcallradio.com. Watch the Nation of Islam's weekly and live broadcasts at NOI.org.
I've been telling you, watch the weather. Every day the weather's getting worse and worse. the white meteorologist cannot tell you what the weather's going to be. But my teacher told me. Who's your teacher, Farrakhan? My teacher is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Without him and the great Mahdi, I wouldn't be here. But he told me there's two of us backing you up. Allah and myself. That is the truth. They're worried about the weather. The president knows something. He said he don't believe in climate control and that we can do something to stop this. Mr. President, you do have a point. If the scientists could cause this to stop, they would have done it. The scientists have a point, but the scientists don't create rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. Some of these chastisements are being guided. Did you hear what I said? Who got power to guide a storm? And it destroys what the guide says. The Mahdi is not just a guide for human beings, he's a guide for the forces of nature itself.